When you think, if you're a dedicated die-hard comic book fan, who do you think is the most well-defined artist for Iron Man? Who had the longest, pretty much, tenure on the character for in recent years, like in, for instance, 70s to 80s? I mean, seriously, he had the late 70s and the late 80s in his belt. Bob Layden. So, who do I consider the newest version of Iron Man's artistry? Well, the second most behind Iron Man is, Audie Brown, but he only designed one suit. Kind of never played with the whole multiple suit designs except for the older designs. He did, however, redefine Tony's concept of what Iron Man should be and could be in his work, so that's one thing. But the third name I'll put on the list is Valerio Scolati, because despite the SJW-ism of Dan Slott's run on Iron Man, it just, in my opinion, despite Dan Slott is kind of slotty on this book, and it's not anything different. It's a little cringeworthy at points. What I like about the title isn't just the right. Some points Dan gets it right, some points he doesn't. But what attracts me back to the book is not Dan Slott. It's whatever armor design Tony comes up with that's designed by Valerio Scolati. Because in my opinion, he reminds me of Bob Lane's idea. Multiple suits, multiple armors, each one for a different purpose. In other words, he's like another Bob Lane. But, I mean, seriously. I read every work he had Iron Man wise, and he literally drew them like pretty good and pretty noteworthy. And what's even more noteworthy is that the suits. Like, for instance, Tony's wearing the extremis, and it looks a little different. And then he's wearing some sort of flight suit from Armor Design for Speed, and it was lowered armor plating. Then he has a nano armor, and then a giant armor for, Fing Fang Foom. And he's wearing this other suit that looks like his ultimate counterpart suit, but a little different. Looks kind of anime based, and War Machine had kind of an Appleseed design too. And then in the fourth issue, gets his transforming armor. It changes from Vespa to armor suit. That looks pretty awesome, actually. It looks like the movie armor mixed with a transformer concept to it. Back to my point is, all these issues indicate, that's why I like Tony Stark Iron Man, is that Scolati, he's a good designer. That's what always got me, is that when I look at Iron Man technology, it has to look like armor, That's the same thing Bob Lane did. He brought fun to the armor with the variants and everything, and kind of created the idea of variant suits to sell. I mean, some ironicness. I think Bob Lane was actually the guy who came up with the idea for variants of one character to sell multiple action figures. I mean, that's ironic. He's like the variant action figure guy before the variant action figure thing ever started. Which, yeah, if you ask me, that's kind of like he was ahead of the curve. Anyway, just wanted to give my thoughts on Tony Stark Iron Man. So, yeah. Well, see you, my fellow comic otaku. Peace out. Bye.